Happy Sunday. Welcome in, everybody. Hope everybody's doing well on this Sunday. We have so much to talk about on this Sunday. Most of us are off maybe to discuss what's going on with the DNA and the gloves as this story twists and twists. And I want to think outside the box. But welcome in, everybody, on this Sunday. Come on in. Let's talk, Mike, Jim Rat. Good to see you. Boy, I got to tell you guys, needed a day off yesterday. A couple things. It's Valentine's Day, son's birthday, and I needed a rest. I think a lot of us did. However, we're back today for a little bit. I want to talk about the breaking news today, if I could. But before I do that, thank you so much as this channel hit 44,000 subscribers. We appreciate it. I'm going to go over a few things, guys. Right now, at News Nation, Fox, they're all reporting the DNA came back. Let me just read this, and I quote. The glove appears to match the man in the video. The DNA profile looks the same. Again, guys, a lot of twist and turning, and where we left off at on that Friday night, I think most of the nation, including most of you on here, our subscribers and family community here, and myself, I thought case solved, or we had suspects, a female, older, and two men. It was wrong again. What went wrong? And guys, you're going to be surprised what I have to say on this live. It's going to blow everybody's mind. I know a lot of people are going to say, Sal, come on, are you serious? Well, I've been thinking outside the box, heavy hook, and I'm going to give it to you, and I don't care. I'm going to give it to you. As my wife says, just give it to him, because I'm going to think like a street person thinks back in the day, and I'm going to give you who I think could be behind this whole thing, and it's going to blow everybody's mind. But before I do that, we appreciate hitting a like if you enjoy, only if you enjoy the content. We're going to listen to a little bit of News Nation. I'm outside, guys, having a cigar. I'll do the best I can. Might be a little glare. If there's too much glare, I'll go in. But guys, this is crazy. I'm just going to repeat a few things, man. This is absolutely insane. Now, over 2 weeks of this, as you got the whole nation exhausted in some way, shape, and form, want answers. We know about that Ozark Trail hiker. They still haven't got anything back from Walmart that I know of. Now, we've been on for a few minutes here. But this glove, they keep using the word appears to be a match. Well, that could be a break. Maybe not. It could be up here. Now, DNA profile looks like the same in the photo. Another thing I want to talk about is now, what I'm hearing now is this. They have this helicopter. A helicopter, bear with me here. I got to read these notes. I never heard of this. Real quick, guys. A signal sniffer. It sniffs out the pacemaker or a object that can be paired, Bluetooth, or so on and so forth. A signal sniffer. And they fly the helicopter real low. So they get that helicopter as low as they can without crashing. And they can sniff or pick up a pacemaker. What that tells me, folks, and everything that's happening, and that chase that happened about 2 miles the other day, that all those suspects been released, you know what that's telling me? That the FBI, Cash Patel, they are very certain that this crime has happened in that area. And you speak to neighbors, and they've searched the backyards and the marsh. They're showing us the marsh. So a signal sniffer, only in 2026. And they're hoping they can get the pacemaker, or maybe that pacemaker is in that yard. Now, we're going to listen in a little bit of News Nation here, and then we're going to talk.
And we've all seen that surveillance video. What they're saying is the glove they found appears to match the glove, if you're just like looking at the glove, that it matches the glove that's in that surveillance video. And then that glove has DNA on it. Basically, now they're going to run that through the DNA database and at Quantico, of course, through this combined DNA index system that we've been talking about, CODIS. And that's kind of where things stand on this. But that is a major development, the fact that they are even saying that the glove appears to match the glove of the person in that surveillance video, because they have found, and in this statement actually it goes on to say that they have collected approximately 16 gloves. So there's been a lot of gloves that they've looked at, and they're saying, okay, this specific one that we sent to Florida, now we're saying it appears to match the gloves in the surveillance video. So that's what is key here.
Well, thank you so much for staying on it. News Nation's Libby Dean reporting there for us. Again, Libby Dean, the one here at News Nation that was able to get this statement from the FBI. Thank you so much.
Okay.
20 minutes after the hour.
Speaking of the FBI, this sheriff, I did a little homework on this sheriff. Sheriff Nanos, I guess he's been in law enforcement for 50 years. Ladies and gentlemen, in the chat, you ready for this? I want to think way outside the box. I would take full eyes on this sheriff. They need to fire him, and I would watch him very carefully, because for me, I'm thinking way outside the box. Either he's a suspect somehow, shape, and form. I'm going to blow everybody's mind. I'm going to keep a very close eye on this SOB. He arrives there. He's butchered this case. Now, I'm not saying if they did everything 100% correct that Nancy Guthrie would have been found. But I'm telling you this. Those gloves would have been found. Something would have been found on that day or that night. And by the way, why are they searching at night with flashlights? I live in a desert. I got a desert behind me. Do you want to walk behind the desert at night with me? You can't see shit. Why aren't they checking during the day? Don't make sense. I'm all eyes on this sheriff. Nanos. Nanos. I'm looking at him very carefully. He's making it politics. He's making it very political now. We don't care who you voted for. I don't care if you voted for Trump or not Trump. This is a crime scene. Let the FBI do their job. The FBI could have came in on day one. He wasn't prepared. In Italian, we say you're either in on it or you don't know what the hell you're doing. Either way, he needs to go. We need to wake up, folks. This is a shame. This is a woman out there. How the hell could they not found that glove on day one, day two, if it appears to be a DNA? According to the Sheriff's Department and the FBI, they've got a glove found that appears to be the match of the suspect in that photo that I have in color. Not much more news than that. That man there, that guy there, 50 years. This guy, if I'm Kash Patel and I'm the FBI, I'm taking a very close look at him, his deputies, and his whole staff from anybody who's been working on this case. And I'm going to go back one more time to the pizza. We talked about the YouTuber who, one of his loyal subscribers ordered him a pizza, letting the pizza Domino's pull up in the driveway, letting the pool guy go clean the filters in the pool. Huh? Go clean the pool, the filters, make sure the pool. Give me a break. So much stuff has went wrong here. But I'm taking a very, very close look at this guy.
This major development, breaking news in the disappearance of Nancy Guthrie. We are tracking all the latest news. And they say it appears to match the gloves of the subject in this surveillance video. So they say it looks the same. Let's take a look at what has taken place since Nancy's abduction. How did we get here? We're now on day 15. Authorities believe somebody abducted the
Everybody pay
84-year-old
attention.
grandmother
Bring
from
these
her
up to
Tucson
date.
home in the middle of the night on February 1st. Details about the potential kidnappers remained limited throughout the first week. But things did ramp up when the FBI released this doorbell footage outside Nancy's home. It shows a masked man messing with the camera the night of her abduction. On Thursday, The FBI unveiled more details of the suspect and doubled its initial reward for information from $50,000 to $100,000. As details on the investigation emerged, Savannah Guthrie and her family posted several videos directed toward the potential kidnappers at first and the public after. These pleas soon turned to agreements to pay ransom demands.
We received your message and we understand. We beg you now to return our mother to us so that we can...
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for coming in here. I'm just going over a lot of you maybe have taken a couple days off. Maybe you haven't followed this case that much. This is News Nation. I'm just bringing you some of these up to date real quick. And then we're going to go ahead and talk.
Celebrate with her. This is the only way we will have peace. This is very valuable to us, and we will pay.
They said, and we will pay. Well, on Thursday, Savannah posted an old family video showing Nancy and her children. The post said the family will never give up. All right, we've got some live pictures we want to show you of Nancy Guthrie's home in Tucson, Arizona. The FBI confirming a glove found 2 miles from Nancy's home has tested positive for unknown male DNA, and it could match the gloves worn by the armed and masked man seen on camera outside Nancy's home the night she was last seen. More on this stunning announcement and if it could be the break investigators have been waiting for. We're tracking all this breaking news in the case.
Could it be the break, guys, in the chat? What do you think? You think we've all been, and the family, most importantly, all been waiting to see, could this be the break on the DNA? Or are we going to be right back to square one? Will this go on for another week, a month, cold case, even years? Do you believe the sheriff should step down? Should he be fired as he's taking in now politics involved and being very, something very personal against Cash Patel? And also, could it be that the sheriff himself could be involved in a situation? I know a lot of you, I'll beat you to it. I'll beat all the people who just don't grow up, the scammers, the trolls. I'll beat you all to it. Well, wait a minute. What are you smoking there? How the hell can that be the sheriff? That doesn't appear to be the sheriff in the photo. And the answer to that is you are correct. But I am not ruling out the sheriff. I would be digging into that sheriff, seeing if he went to the same church during the COVID, whether he knew this lady. Did he have a relationship with Nancy Guthrie? Did he know Savannah? Did he know the Italian son-in-law? By the way, my reports are Tomatoes. He's in Italy. He went to Italy to the Olympics. Now, I don't know how true it is, but the reason we haven't seen him because he's been in Italy. How the hell can he go? Isn't everybody a suspect? So my point is this. I'm not ruling anybody out, and I'm all eyes on that sheriff. I'm watching every move he does. Every move in detail, because it is sloppy. Says this was not a sheriff who's been doing this for 2 years. He's been in 50 years. Okay? And I'm all eyes on him. What kind of relationship? Did he have any kind of encounter with the family? Did Savannah do a crooked sheriff? Is this a bad cop? Let's think outside the box. And I can say it. I'm thinking outside the box because I have a family member who retired, who was in police force. There's a lot of crooked cops, a lot of bad cops, a lot of people. So I smell a rat. I smell a huge rat in this case. All of a sudden, the glove is found a couple days ago, like Heavy Hook says. I still think that was planted there, and now it comes back with a DNA. They're not even sure if it's a match. They say it appears. The DNA appears to be on one glove to match. Come on, let's wake up, guys. We need to wake up. This is a shame. This is a damn shame that you got a woman out there, and I know a lot of people are coming across this video. Yeah, if it was my mom, my aunt, my mother-in-law, my wife, whoever, we wouldn't get any of this record. And you are right, but man, it's still a case that's out there. Now, I'm also hearing it has something to do with, it's even deeper than that. That I'm also hearing that it's involved with the Epstein files, this, that, with all. I'm going to say no on that. I think what you have here is a sloppy investigation, a very sloppy investigation, whether the sheriff was in on it or stupid. You guys can tell me. Either way, he needs to step down. And by the way, I'm going to call the FBI out. I'm going to call the FBI out too because You know, guys, they go get that Carlos guys, 26 miles. He's innocent. Then they go to a house that's 2 miles from the neighborhood, a very nice house, and they think they're suspects. No defense to Walmart. I got to be very careful, or do I? Anymore, I don't even care. No disrespect to Walmart. I go to Walmart and shop. But if somebody lives in a house like that, most people don't shop at Walmart, right? They're going to shop on Amazon. So a lot of things didn't add up. And to and then what about the vehicle? What about that Ford Bronco? We're not hearing anything about that anymore either. Not a Bronco, but whatever that Ford was. That vehicle. We're not hearing anything else about that vehicle that we pretty much disengaged on Friday night. Where was I last night? Hey guys, no, last night guys, a couple things. Even if it wasn't Valentine's Day or my son's birthday, I would have took off because I know when you get exhausted. I just had to take a day off on that. I'll be honest with you, but yeah, I had a son's birthday. They only come once a year, guys. And I say this to all of you before I end my videos. I'm not ending this. This internet is a good way to interact, meet people. Most people you might not see. Some people you might see. You got to take a break sometimes and just step away. But in any case, yeah, and also Valentine's Day. So I had to step away from it a little bit. And plus, yesterday there wasn't really much to talk about. And I'm on today because apparently the DNA has come back on this glove, and they're using a signal sniffer. So I'm going to try to get
is the description of the gloves that we've seen over and over on this footage outside of Nancy Guthrie's home. How significant is this?
Well, it could be a promising development, but with several caveats. We understand from their statement that they said it matches a description of that glove, not necessarily the DNA from inside the house. So I think that's the key detail we're waiting to hear back. Now, having said that, folks are right. They found like 16 or so gloves along that search area that they've done. And, they probably searched that before. So it seems a little odd that they would find a glove that they might not have seen before there. But time will tell, and hopefully it will be the break that they've been waiting on.
Michael, how about you? How big of a deal do you think this is?
I think, as Jason said, it really depends upon how many of the gloves were there and whether or not it actually matches. The description itself, I mean, it's hopeful in the sense that it certainly looks like the same type of glove, but whether or not that's going to be dispositive is, of course, the question as to why. Why would it be 2 miles away? How did it get there? Was it dropped off? And so many questions around this. Really now, as law enforcement sources I'm talking to are really questioning the whole scenario that's been out there so far. And what everyone's talking about now is, gee, it might be somebody who targeted Nancy on the net and went out and swooped in and took her, but also might just be more likely that somebody is involved who was close to the family and close perhaps in proximity. There are lots of questions still in this.
I'm going to pause it there. Hey, guys, welcome in. I'm going to throw one more thing at you guys. Okay? You ready for this? Yeah, I think that glove was planted too. I believe there's still 2 people. I also believe it might be more than 2. I'm beginning to think now it's like 4 or 5. I also don't think the guy in that photo that I have in color for us, why aren't we seeing that in color, by the way? Why is it in black and white? But I say this. Are you ready? I'm going to blow everybody's mind. This is only my opinion. That's why I love these lives. You can agree or disagree. And if you disagree, I love you either way. I'm just giving you my perspective. I don't think that person who appears to be 5'9", 5'10", average built, white or a Latino, with the Ozark Trail hiker on, he never went in the house. I don't think he went in the house. I think the intruder was in the house. Somebody was in that house already. Meaning he worked. I'm not saying it was 2 robberies going wrong. No. His partner was in the house already with Nancy Guthrie. There's no evidence. Why are we got to be so gullible? You don't see him opening that door. He didn't break that door down unless there's something else we don't know. This is 15 days. Correct me if I'm wrong. Is it 15 days? I've lost track because we took a day off. It's over. It's 2 weeks over. Why is nobody saying this? Why don't we see that door opening? All we see is him fooling around with the plants, covering up plants in the ring, and him walking back and forth a little bit, right? We don't see much more. How do we know somebody wasn't in that house and that was to throw us off? Absolutely, Heavy Hook. There's parts of the videos and pics that they keep from us. Perfect. Well said. And that's that, as we say in Italian. Right there, that comment. Ladies and gentlemen, there was somebody in that house who came in through the back or somewhere, and that was to throw us off. Not us, but the sheriff, the sheriff department, the local authorities, the FBI, and everybody else. Everybody, including the President of the United States and Kash Patel. I say it as it is. I say it as it is. I don't care. They threw us off. These people were pros. I'm tired of hearing, oh, they're amateurs. They're amateurs who got lucky. Listen how stupid that sounds, folks, when the media and some media, without mentioning names, because you guys know me by now, I don't do that. Listen how stupid that sounds from the sheriff department, some of the local media, and even the FBI. I want to share that, what I just said. I'm going to say it slowly. Okay? Oh, they're amateurs that got lucky. They are amateurs that got lucky. Are you kidding me? Amateurs that got lucky to carry a body out of the house at 2-something in the morning, even with no street lights, and there's nothing more, there's nothing. Even though those homes sit back and that guy went to the door to throw off everything. These people, ladies and gentlemen, in the chat, and I'll read your comment, is this. You ready? They've been working on this for months. I sound like a broken record to a lot of people who've been following me, and I get it. I'd be like, okay, Sal, you said it, but this is for the new audience that's in here. We got 299. These people, this network of group, I'm going to call it a network. These 2, 3, 4, 5 people maybe, they're working as a team. There's a ringleader behind it, and they've been planning this for months, if not months, a year. We need to wake up and smell the coffee. Speaking of coffee, I need a coffee. There was somebody in that beautiful home, that beautiful 84-year-old woman who was relaxing in her house, sleeping in her house, getting up, going to the restroom. There was another person in that effing house. And that photo of that person to throw us off. Nobody in their right mind would go up there and take some plants. Take some plants. Take some plants. Are you kidding me? Take some plants. Let me cover it up. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me cover up the video. Guys, I'm fired up. I'm mad because I don't like this. I don't like elderly or kids being kidnapped. That's messed up. You don't do that shit. And I'm pissed off because we live in 26 with all this surveillance we have and we can't figure it out. All right. Yeah, Heavy Hook. I'm glad you said it. Yes. I'm glad you said it. We need to start really thinking outside the box. I don't mean like we. Well, we can, guys. I tell you this. Let's think outside the box. I mean, this is like, none of us, I don't think if anybody's a detective on here, come on and give it to me. If you're in law enforcement, come on and give it to me. If you know the sheriff, come on and give it to me. In fact, I invite this Sheriff Nanos on here with me. Come on here and give it to me. Because you know yourself, there's not one person. This wasn't a guy who was a little, no disrespect, maybe a little slower up here, who got confused and said, oh, there's a camera. Hello, Ardell. This was a 2-man operation, maybe much, much more. Crazy. They got to get in there and catch this son of a gun. The sheriff is stupid or in on it. And if you want to go back to the family, if it's true, I don't have any proof it's true. Tommaso, reports I heard yesterday that Tommaso, the son-in-law, is in Italy. Remember, he's Italian. He's from Italy to watch the Olympics. If that's true, and I'm not saying it's true, I'm telling you what I heard from a local neighbor on a YouTuber I was watching. If that's true, and they let him get out of the country, and he is, first of all, I'm not saying he's a suspect. A lot of us believe that he could be. You don't let any of the family members leave the country. So think about that, if it's true. That's a good cigar. Yeah, it's a, this is a Camacho. And for those who don't like me smoking, here's what I say. All right. No, it really fires me up. You can't help getting your blood pressure up on this a little bit. I mean, so for those who are coming in today on this Sunday, FBI waits, I quote, FBI waits for official results on a glove DNA. I'm assuming the glove they found outside, that some of us on here think it was planted, right? And it appears they got DNA back from the glove. And that glove appears to be a match of the man in the video, who's 5'9", 5'10", average build. Do you guys think that DNA? Well, I mean, they're saying that it appears. I'm using the words what they're saying. The authorities in this case, in FBI, they say it appears to be the match. And I'll follow up with this question. Yes or no? Do you think, yes or no, why Rand, whatever easier for you there, do you think that this glove was planted there? Do you think somebody planted that glove? You don't need to get into who it was who planted the glove unless you want to, but was that glove planted there? Yes? Betty says yes. Michelle says yes. Heavy Hook says 100%. Forget about it. Most likely, Lisa says most likely. And the reason I ask this is Mary Turner says yes. Alice says possible. Ozzy, seems that way. What's going on, Ozzy? Good to see you, my friend. Always good to see you. Sandra, hey, welcome my members in green. I just want to say thank you for the memberships. Appreciate it. How would they match the DNA? I'm telling you what reports. It came out of that lab in Florida today, and it appears to be of one glove. Remember, there's two gloves now involved. Hello, Peter. There's two gloves, one inside the house and one that was outside about a mile from the crime scene. Hey, those who are coming in saying hi, welcome in. Appreciate it, guys. We're following this. 15 days, and I believe if it was done correctly, because like nobody's perfect, not even the sheriff, not even the president. Sure enough, me, I'm far from perfect, none of us. But when it comes to a crime scene like this, a sheriff, you got to pretty damn close to being perfect. Yes or no? You got to be, you're getting paid big bucks to be almost perfect. Thank you for the gift. Appreciate the gift. Thank you. We're all following this. We appreciate it. Thank you. Really appreciate the donations here. Now, my dog wants us to say hello real quick. Max, what's going on today? What do you think happened, Max? Max, where's the dogs? How come the dogs aren't sniffing? Why aren't they having the dogs out there? Why don't we have a national search? Volunteers. Why? Why no search? Max, can you find evidence? Heavy Hook, that dog's 14 years old. I can bring that dog out there now. He would probably smell and find some evidence. Why aren't there dogs out there? Why do we finally have a helicopter? Mr. A, welcome in. Why do we finally now have a helicopter? A signal sniffer. It's called a signal sniffer. And why that single sniffer's out there, I'm laughing, but sorry guys, to find possible the pacemaker, where the pacemaker could be. So they're assuming, you know, the only thing we can probably all agree on here, I think probably most of us can agree on, is this: that this crime happened in that, we know the crime happened at the house. But I think everything that they're showing us so far in that area within 1, 2, 3 miles, the helicopter sniffing, I would assume that they are really thinking that the suspects are living in that area. But could be well gone by now. Maybe they were living there and they're gone. Now, my wife and other friends and relatives believe that these people are off to Mexico. Do you think that these people are off and out of the United States somewhere? Yes or no? Do you think they're in Mexico somewhere? We say Mexico because Mexico is very close to Tucson. Yes, I gotta get a lighter. Yes, I'm smoking a cigar. You sound like some of the trolls on here. Sound like some of the trolls. Yes, are you smoking a cigar? Yes. Sounds like the trolls on here. Yes, I want to smoke a cigar. Yes. So what? I'm only kidding. All right. All right, so we're going to go back to some more of the video, and then we're going to go ahead and chat, and we're going to try to solve this. Smoke them if you got them. Drink if you have it. Enjoy your life. You see what can happen. Go into a home and take an 84-year-old beautiful lady. As long as it's not Rocky Patel. That's a great high-five fist bump. That Rocky Patel is horrible. Let's see here. Sandra says, let me read Sandra before we turn the camera around. They would have to pass the Border Patrol. Sandra says, I think she's closer. What I think is a couple things before we turn it back to News Nation. First of all, let's rewind. I took a day off yesterday, guys. I took a day off yesterday. And because I think sometimes, you know, unless you're the FBI or sheriff, you don't take a day off. You sleep, you get up, maybe have a beer at night, and get back to action. Remember, this sheriff was also in Arizona State basketball. We'll get into that a little bit later. But I will say this. So I took a day off, and it was my son's birthday, and family's number one, right? Just a small YouTuber. But I want to think outside the box, and I'm going to give it to you all. Okay, guys? A lot of you know what I did, and what this, that, whatever. And I want to think like these people think sometimes, right? And I don't understand why everybody's afraid of thinking like that. There's no way in hell that this was a one-person operation. And there's no proof that this person that we're all seeing in black and white, that he was fooling around with plants, that this person was going in there. I don't see him opening the door. We don't see him kicking down the door. We don't see him trying to attempt to get in at all. Until I see that, I will come out and say, I was wrong. A lot of you know me by now. There was somebody also in that house. It's not two burglars. His associate, his partner, or partners were in that house. And they were already waking up Nancy, or maybe she was woken up to go to the bathroom, and they were already in that process of use your imagination. They were ready to take Nancy and kidnap her out of that house. Okay, that's my thought, that there was somebody there and he's just playing us. They are playing us. These are not amateurs. I'm sick of people saying amateurs. These are pros. These were pros. They thought this out. Now, said that, they'll get caught, because I hate to agree with everybody else. Everybody gets caught. Almost everybody. Like 95% of the time, you will get caught. Okay? Why would they do this? Who the hell knows why people do this? Who the hell knows? I'm still saying it's not even about money. I know a lot of you guys can come in here and give it to me. Go ahead and give it to me. I still don't think it's all about money. I think it's something very personal. On Savannah, I'm going to say this again. Savannah worked on NBC. She was a beautiful woman. She's pretty, let's say it as it is, very attractive. But she did a lot of cases, born in Australia. And sometimes when you're a journalist, whether you're an independent journalist, you work on news, Walter Cronkite, all of them above, right? Hannity, Anderson Cooper, whoever. When you speak and you cover stories, and you've been doing this for many years, you're not going to make everybody happy. There's going to be some who agree, some who disagree. And by the way, even the ones who disagree doesn't mean they wish harm. I'm going to just put that out there. But you have a few people who would do harm to you or a family member. So I want to make sure I put that out there, and I'm surprised that they're not talking about that. But I'm talking about it. I'm talking about it. So I'm not 100% convinced, because I know with the Bitcoin, they're making it sound like, all this $6 million and this, that, whatever. I'm not so sure. I am not so sure it's all about money. This can be something very personal. And people are crazy. People can be crazy and also smart at the same time. Does that make sense? Because if you have a group of 3 and you're taking it very personal, you could be crazy but smart at the same time and put together a network of team of 2, 3, and 4 and kidnap this beautiful woman out of her house at 2:30 something in the morning. And I'm getting sick and tired of they're calling them amateurs. They're not amateurs. Amateurs get caught. You guys know that. I know that. Amateurs get caught. If this was amateurs, they would have been caught the day after. Let's see here. Hey, welcome in, Janine. Good to have you. Hey, thank you, moderators. Appreciate you. All of you's on here today. They are all high tech. Somebody wants to talk about my hat. Somebody wants to know how many Bitcoins for this hat. You don't have enough. You don't have enough Bitcoins for this hat. Got to laugh a little bit, guys. Nothing's funny about this case, but sometimes you got to have a little entertainment about the hat. Got it about the hat here. Thank you, Mike. Appreciate it. Appreciate all the members. Once again, $1.99 for memberships. 100% of the proceeds will help out the homeless. We fight homelessness here in Las Vegas. As I got pigeons, my wife likes to feed the birds and the pigeons. I got pigeons all over the place. So many retired FBI can't figure this out. You know why they can't figure it out? Because these people are not amateurs. These people are pros. And speaking of a retired FBI and this, that, whatever, I don't understand why they don't put in a nationwide search and have people volunteer and search that whole desert. Laughing at Mercy. It's a funny comment. you gotta laugh once in a while. Yep. Yeah, long johns. You gotta wear long. It's Sunday. It's just cool air and little long johns. Give it to me, guys. Give it to me. Nah, $10 is too low. We got to get that $10 up to more. Got to get it way up. $10? I won't even blink on the hat. All right, we're going to go back to the topic in a second here. Read Michelle's comment. Yeah, exactly. Anyone that lives in Arizona, can you please volunteer and get a group together to search the desert? Absolutely, Bondi 45. I don't understand, because we've seen similar cases with Elizabeth Smart and other abductions, and by now 15 days, 16 days, is it 15 days, 16 days, over 2 weeks? Why not have everybody search? At this point, what can it hurt? Thank you. I mean, what can it hurt to have everybody search? Not everybody, but get 1,000 searchers and separate them in groups. I've said this 4 or 5 days ago. Get a nationwide search. Have your cell phones charged. Go out in the desert and look for evidence. If you find anything, take a photo, call this number, have the authorities come there. But once again, guys, if you're coming in a little late, I'm not ruling out the sheriff. I am not ruling out that Sheriff Nanos. Is it Nanos? Nanos? Sheriff Nanos? What the hell kind of sheriff is that? How the hell, and I don't mean his name. I'm not making fun of his name. I'm saying, how the hell could they not find that glove? You know why they didn't find that glove? That glove wasn't out there. That glove was planted. But as far as that sheriff goes, too many errors, too many fumbles. If he was a pitcher in baseball, if he was a professional pitcher in baseball, he was taken out in the first inning. How's that? Anybody follow baseball? He gave up 10 runs in the first inning. He screwed up. He's got to go. That sheriff needs to step down. He's making it politics now. They always make it politics. I don't like Cash Patel. He's a Republican. Who gives a shit about the Republicans and Democrats? That's a case. Put the politics away. What a Scotsy that guy is. That sheriff? All right, let's move on. What a Scotsy that sheriff is. All right, let's move on. I paused News Nation.
Investigation.
That's right.
So
Okay,
we
well, we don't know, of course. We also don't know the identities of the 2 individuals, or 3 individuals, that were detained Friday night into Saturday morning. We had some exclusive coverage from our Brian Enton there, about 2 miles away from Nancy Guthrie's home, not far from Annie Guthrie's home either.
They're all confused.
SWAT team shows up, bomb squad, forensics team, really lighting up this very dark neighborhood there. And the SWAT had their body armor on and everything, but the 2 individuals came out. They walked out on their own. Sounds like they were cooperating there. There was also a traffic stop where a Range Rover was processed for a couple of hours and then wheeled off as well. But these individuals, they were detained, but they were not arrested. What do you make of that? Jason, I'll let you take this one. I mean, do you think that there could still be more there, or is that just sort of gone with the wind?
No.
Well, what we're seeing here is like a real-time ride-along. The whole country is invested in this case because Miss Guthrie could be anybody's grandmother or mother, and so people really are affected by that, and they really want to know what they can do to help. And the best thing they can do is call a tip in to the FBI's hotline number. But having said that, on these search warrant executions, those types of things, you're probably going to see more of those. And why they do that is they take the tactical element first. They make sure that the scene is safe. Most of the time, the search warrants I've served, people will come out, they're voluntarily cooperative. But you want to have every tool you need while you're there. So after they secure that scene with the tactical folks, we've seen them move out, and then the evidence collectors or the evidence response team folks will go in there and start processing the scene. I think we're going to see more of that as the tips come in, as they match that with evidence and information that we don't have publicly. You'll see more of this as the days continue.
Well, if we do see more of it, you know that law enforcement's going to be minding their P's and Q's in case they do need to make an arrest and charges, and then those people have their day in court. They don't want to mess anything up. And Michael, a federal judge had to sign off on this, right? It's a federal warrant. So what type of probable cause would have been needed on Friday night for this operation to happen?
Again, it's not a conviction, as Jason knows better than anybody. Probable cause has a lot of elements to it. You can have reasonable suspicion to probable cause, but they're not making an arrest yet. So obviously they're doing the investigation. They're identifying facts that the individual might not have, and then they're going to corroborate. I'm convinced, as I'm sure Jason is, that there's a lot more information that the law enforcement has, and they're not revealing, because obviously they don't want to tip off the individuals who might be involved in this, and also they're building a case.
Okay, let's talk a little bit more about CODIS. If the control room can pull up that full screen, I'll share some stats. So this DNA evidence, we'll be going through that now.
Okay,
Jason, I'll let you talk a little bit more.
Folks, let me turn the camera around. A little something different today, guys. We're doing a little something different today. I feel different. Well, I feel that they should not, when I say they, the FBI, Sheriff Department, I will say this. They shouldn't give all the information out, because if there's a close lead, I don't think there is, by the way, then they don't want the media to screw things up and put out that information that's going to lead to Mr. X. Okay. But I believe, in my opinion, with this Bitcoin, 2 or 3 letters or emails to TMZ and the local news, I say let it all out there, and I say they should play a little game. Maybe they can come out and give some hints, because maybe they will mess up this group of people. I still say it's a group of people out there would say, maybe they'll bite. Hold a press conference for about 30 minutes, 20 minutes. Just do a press conference, right? Have it right in front of Nancy's house. Have it right there. Have the dogs and all that. Have everybody ready and say we're going to have a search, nationwide search. And then they can come out and say, we can't give you all the information like they always do in these cases, but we know where that person, we're pretty confident they're close by. Say something like that. Just say it. Because, maybe the people who did this crime got to think like a criminal does. Just maybe they'll say and get scared and bring out and get sloppy. Maybe they'll drop off a letter. I don't know. But maybe they'll do a video of something. Maybe they'll show a little bit. I think they need to come out and do a press conference. Or they need to. We haven't heard a press conference now in what? Correct me if I'm wrong. A week? A week. So I say come out and give us a little bit. When I say us, the public, the media that's there, Newsmax, Fox, CNN, all of them, just give us a little bit, because you're not just giving us, you're giving up the people they're watching, because they're watching. These people are watching every hour. They're only sleeping 4 hours. I think they're stocked up in food. I think they're stocked up in water, because let's face it, they can't be seen. They're scared. So eventually, when you get scared, eventually they're going to run out of food, wherever they're staying. They're going to run out of water. They're going to run out of whatever they're doing. And they're going to hop out there on a bike or by walking or a vehicle. It always happens. People panic and they're going to go out. So that's why give us a little information. Even if they just make something up. Let's just say, for an example, real quick, guys, I promise, I'll read comments. They are in that area. Well, we are pretty confident we have it down to 2 addresses. Scare the hell out of them. Scare them. Come on. If we can do this work, why can't they? So, you know what it is? They don't know. They don't know. We obviously see they don't know. They took that guy Carlos. That guy Carlos wasn't even involved. He has similar eyes. We all can have similar eyes. Get the hell out of here, similar eyes. And then they go pull a female and 2 males, and we all think that's it, including myself. I thought that was it. So they don't know. I'll go a little farther. I don't think they know shit. Pisses me off. All right, let me read some comments here. I don't think they know anything. Yeah, that Range Rover. I haven't heard anything else about that Range Rover. Like, remember when they opened that trunk? For those who were watching on that Friday night, and they had that yellow plastic tape, whatever they call that, and they didn't want to show us because we thought there was something in that trunk. What about the mom and the second son? Hey, Ozzy Crosby, good to see you, my friend. Good to see both Ozzies on here. Thank you for being here. JLR, he heard about another glove. Yeah, I heard that on News Nation now. They're saying gloves, plural, like not just 2 gloves, like 3, 4 gloves maybe. But all we do know, guys who are coming in, we do know that the glove found appears to be a match and have DNA from the suspect at the door. And now we're just going back and forth trying to make sense of all this. Dustin, how are you? And signal sniffer for the pacemaker that TMZ, News Nation covered above the house, Nancy's house, that can sniff out. Oh man, somebody's smoking some funny stuff. I hate that smell, that funny stuff, because I can't smell my cigar. The blood in front of the house. Yeah, funny stuff. I hate that. I never like that smell. Cigars smell like shit, somebody says. Oh, hold on, Dustin. Let me go back. Sorry, Dustin. I think the sheriff doesn't, I quote, I think the sheriff doesn't want to solve the case because he knows, and I quote, it's an illegal immigrant and will be pro-president right to deport illegal immigrants. Interesting comment, Dustin. Interesting. I mean, right now, it's wide open. I mean, that's a fair comment. I mean, seriously. It's beginning to look like it's, politics involved. I still think that sheriff's involved somehow. I'd be going back and see if he was dating the woman or whatever. I'd be close to looking at him. I wouldn't rule anybody out. See, that's what happens, though. To Dustin's comment. When you don't catch the suspects in a case relatively quick, like in 48 hours, what happens is it's all over the place. And it gets much harder to solve this nationwide search. Wow. 24,000 tips in the last hour. 24,000 tips in the last hour. Bondi 45 says we deserve to have a press conference from the FBI. Absolutely. I agree. 100%. Bondi. It can't hurt to have a press conference. And a lot of false tips. And the reason you have a lot of false tips is part of those false tips are people who are, now they're just looking around and they think they see that similar person. And, let's see here. They all need AI. Hey, thank you for the membership. Appreciate it. High five, fist bump. Welcome in. Welcome in to the members. Appreciate you, Bondi. Thank you. It's nice having you. Thank you all members. Thank you all very, very much. We appreciate it. Let's see here. Truly believe it's a sheriff or son-in-law. Why? At this point, once again, congratulations to Bondi 45. Member, I'm a member now. I'm officially a member. Thank you. We appreciate it. And once again, any kind of donations, if only, guys, if you can afford it, 100% will help out the homeless here in Las Vegas. I will say this, folks. The longer this goes, the harder it's going to get. And I don't think that the FBI knows a hell of a lot more. I really don't. I think they know maybe a little bit, and they don't want to tell us, but they just don't know. You know, I thought when they brought in Kash Patel that we would go in a good right direction, but we're not. Yes, I have no problem calling out Kash Patel or FBI or any of them. This isn't politics. This isn't politics anymore. Can you only imagine what her family is going through? I can't. And the only thing I would say, Bondi, to the family, if they were listening to this YouTube channel, and they're probably not listening to anybody, is to get some sleep. And you're probably saying, how the hell can you get sleep? You must get sleep. And that goes for all of us, right? I know we're all wrapped around this case and hoping and praying for Nancy. But I would tell the family, you got to get some sleep. You got to eat. You got to take care of yourself. You really do. So, Heavy Hooks dropping a bomb. Thank you for the donation. High five, fist bump. Our moderator, once again, supporting today's live. We appreciate you. Thank you. I appreciate it, guys. I was saying, though, is the family needs to they need to sleep. You know, they really do. They need to get their sleep, 6 hours, hard, you know, but you got to. You got to get your rest. You got to eat because you got to take care of yourself. And I believe if the mom, you know, is unalive, and she could be alive, but if she's unalive, she would want that. She would want the family to battle and fight and find out who did this. So they got to take care of themselves. So my suggestion would be for them to get as much rest as they can, stay away from any of the, as much as they can from the TV. And I would also say Savannah, she's leading this whole, she's the head of the whole family. Why? Because, you know, she's a public speaker. She's, you know, she's good on speaking. I haven't followed her a whole lot. You know, she worked for NBC, so I would assume that she is like the leader of the family, like the spokesperson. You know, she's the one you're hearing more than any of them, right? And hopefully she's keeping her friends close, but her enemies even closer. You hear me say that a lot when we cover politics or anything else. I believe you got to keep your friends close, your family close, but you're keeping that person that you really think did it even closer. And I'm only having a conversation in the aspect if it is a family member, like the son-in-law, Tommaso. You are keeping him very close, who could be in Italy. I don't know. I'm hearing that he went off to Italy. That's a whole nother, if that's true, oh. I'm sure Savannah knows exactly who has her. I think Savannah knows. I think Savannah right now is waking up every day, and I think that she has her suspicious who it is. I think so. I would have to agree to that comment. So no, I couldn't imagine how the family's dealing with this. It's got to be very, very difficult. But I would advise them to get as much sleep as they possibly can. Let's see here. It's an inside job for sure. I think the FBI director is going on Fox News to give information. Oh, right now?
Imagine that there are elements of that video that have not been released. There seems to be at least one edit.
I just put Fox on now.
I imagine that authorities maybe have some better views of this suspect than they're even releasing on the video. Would you agree?
John, I would agree, but we also have to take in consideration the information that's been produced by that video has been tremendous. The FBI has since come to the location and used a Liger laser.
Is there any grandkids? You know, Ozzy, I don't know. And I'm going to call myself out because I don't care. I should be looking that up. So I don't know. Is anybody, I know Heavy Hook's been following this. Does anybody know if they have any grandkids? Yes, they have grandkids. I'm sure if they do, and I'm sure they do, they're looking at the grandkids as well. Can't rule anybody out. Leon, how are you? Good to see you. Welcome in. I think so. Oh, is she divorced? Thought she was still legally married. I'm not sure on that either. Leon, nothing. Well, there is something. So just for those who are popping in, and hopefully you, everybody had a good Valentine's Day. Okay, what do we know today? There's a glove that came, the DNA came back from Florida, the lab, and it appears, I'm going to use the words appears, it appears to be a DNA match from one of the gloves. And also, there's a signal sniffer yesterday that was, the helicopter was flying a little lower in the backyard of Nancy Guthrie's home. And what that signal sniffer is a device to pick up any kind of signal from the pacemaker. Somehow it can, if it can pick up a location of the pacemaker, well then they can know, you know, if the pacemaker came off, or, you know, maybe it can give a general area. Also, we've been talking about, I would think they keep staying in that location. They, meaning the sheriff department, FBI, and the detectives are all been up and down that area, searching neighbors' homes, not once, twice, 3 times, looking at the marsh and all that kind of stuff, where when it does rain, the water goes, as there's a bee behind me. Everybody says they're allergic to bees, so I'm going to say I'm not. Got bees out here. But as far as anything new, other than that glove that came back, DNA, that's it. Now, we've been discussing now for an hour. And I would say, as far as the grandkids, does anybody bring up, so they do have grandkids? Because the pacemaker connects to her phone when it's close. Got it. Thank you. Excellent. High five. Yes. So they're hoping maybe that this signal sniffer that a lot of people, I didn't know what the hell it was, can locate the phone. You know, maybe the phone's nearby. I don't know how far that could, signal sniffer can, let's say they, for conversations, they find it, how far can it reach? Can it reach 1 mile, 2 miles? But I think it's time to really start thinking outside the box. Let me read a comment here from Yellow. Okay. How does the pacemaker keep its battery if it's always connected to the phone? I don't know a whole much about pacemakers. Oh, has anyone, I quote, looked up the signal sniffer nobody's ever heard of? I've never heard of it. Yeah, I said a group too. I still think it's a group, a network, who planned this out for months, if not years, or a year, maybe more. Tracy, welcome in. Tracy says, and I quote, I agree, family disagreement. Could very well be, Tracy. It could be that, just that simple, Tracy, and all eyes are still on the family. Let's see here. Somebody says, follow the money. Who needs the money? See, I'm not 100% convinced it's about money, but a good comment. I'm not so sure it's about the money. For those who come in and say, wait a minute, what the hell is this guy smoking other than a cigar? I'm not so sure they're just throwing us off. I'm not so sure they just have, they don't like somebody in the family and would do something, take out somebody they love. Like we talk about Savannah, who worked for NBC. So I'm not 100% convinced on this Sunday that it's about money. Again, I don't think these people are amateurs. Because if they were amateurs, they would have been caught. Amateurs get caught quick. 95% of the time, amateurs get caught within the first day in this situation. In any situation. In any situation. We've seen kidnaps. We've seen high-profile cases. We've seen people hit and run. Amateurs get caught. How did the kidnapper get into the house? Are there signs of a break-in? You know, that's how did the kidnappers get into the house? Are there signs of the break-in? You know, great comment. Thank you for bringing up that comment. Because we discussed that. We don't even know. Or we don't know if that person that we're seeing with the plants and everything, there's no proof that they went in that house. Correct? I've said for the last hour that I think there's more than one person. That's my opinion. You guys can disagree with no problem at all. Let me look in the camera, just giving you my view. I'm not so sure there was somebody in that house already. And I don't mean two burglaries at the same time. No. I believe they're working as a team. And there was somebody in there with Nancy. Use your imagination with rope, you know, and process of kidnapping Nancy Guthrie. And that this person at the door was throwing us off. Throwing the FBI and the sheriff, who's a piece of, I'm going to say it as it is. In Italian, we call it scazziata. In case YouTube throws an AI, all that means is confused. It can mean ugly. It can mean a mess. He is a mess. He messed up this case. Now, we are all humans, and we all make mistakes. But we're not a sheriff. All right? Sure, sheriffs can make mistakes. I think he walked into this investigation. He walked into this house. He's probably a year or two to be retired. I'm going to say this over and over like a broken damn record. And it was like, oh, shit. I don't need this. And then when he found out whose house it is, and he knew it was Nancy Guthrie, and he figured out who the name was, he Googled it, he effed up. Or he's in on it. And I don't care what anybody says. You can call me out right now. I'm giving you my opinion. I would have all eyes on that sheriff. In fact, I would tell him to step down. Get the hell out. You're out. You're gone. You're fired. Step away. And I'm also hearing that there's a lot of young people. Nothing against young people. Young people are smart these days. But young people working for the deputy office and the sheriff, and there's a rapid turnover. I don't know how true it is. But I know my friend who's an FBI, he says he heard in Tucson that the youth that works for the sheriff, they're there for 6 months, a year, and they leave. Why are they leaving? Why are they leaving? Well, a couple things. When people leave, whether they're in a corporation like Target or Starbucks or whatever, any business, and you go into a place and you see new faces, that means the leadership or the management is not real good. Meaning they're even tough, they don't have good communication skills. I'm just putting that all out there. So I'm not so sure the sheriff's involved. He should be a suspect too at this point. Folks, we're talking 16 days. How the hell do you take an elderly woman with a pacemaker and a heart problem and drag her out? We don't know what car. We're hearing about a white van. We're not so sure. Do this. They weren't amateurs. Don't buy that plant stuff that the guy's a little slow or the guy was confused or, oh, he got surprised. There's a camera. These people thought this shit out, and there's a network of people who did this. And that's what we're talking about. And happy Sunday. And that's what we're talking about on this Sunday. I'm going to get back to some comments. Sheriffs do bad things. There's always a crooked cop, a crooked sheriff. Oh, thank you. There's always a crooked cop. And I'm not saying he is. But I will share this. Either he's stupid, real stupid, or he's in on it. He's got to go. You're not talking 48 hours, guys. You're not talking 2 days. You're talking several mistakes. And he was 100% at Arizona State basketball team. Or was it Arizona? I think it was Arizona State. He went to that basketball game. Who in their right mind is under an investigation goes to a basketball game? If you want to watch a basketball game, you deserve a rest. You go home, get yourself a beer, get yourself a cigar, relax for a little bit and watch the game. But you don't stop, you don't go to, media is going to be following you around. Who goes to a basketball game when you're leading in a kidnap case in Tucson, Arizona? No, this was a sheriff who didn't expect this. And I'm going to stick to that. And it pisses me the hell off. And I'm not so sure the FBI knows too much more than what we know. They might know, the FBI might know that much more that they don't want to tell us, but I don't think they know this much more. You know why? If they did, they wouldn't be going 2 miles away to a upper middle class, like $1 million homes, and taking out a female, a younger male, I think it was her son. In fact, it came out it was her son. A woman and her son, and I believe 2 sons, that we all seen for 2 hours on a Friday night, that we all thought this case was over, including myself. And guess what? They screwed up. And they screwed up with this Carlos guys. That tells you right there that they have no clue. They're fishing. You know when we fish, you fish, they're fishing. Well, let's go to that area. I heard there's some fish. There's some bacala. There's some fish over here. Oh, let's go over here. Let's fish over here. Oh, wait a minute. Let's go fish back over there. And you hear all about these retired FBI on Fox and CNN and Newsmax and all of them. God bless them all. They're giving us some thoughts. They don't know what the hell's going on either. You know why? These people were pros. This is something we never witnessed before, guys. And I'm not giving these people credit. I hope people aren't coming on here and saying, is he giving those people credit? No! They should be caught, and they will be caught. I'm just saying they're pros. Because amateurs get caught. Amateurs get caught in 2 days, at most. Welcome to Tucson. I hear it's beautiful there. Right on 7. Money, money, money. Fazuls. I think it was something to do with Savannah and her husband. Interesting. Interesting comment. This case will be studied and corruption. Great comments here. He's loving the attention. Who? If it was a sheriff's mother, he wouldn't have loved. He would have what? If it wasn't the sheriff, let me pause that. He wouldn't have loved the scene. Left the scene. Gotcha, gotcha. Gotcha. See, this is what happens, guys, when you get a case that's unsolved for over 2.5 weeks. You're going to get all kinds of way outside, and we just don't know. Oh, the sheriff's loving the attention. I don't know. I don't know. I still think the sheriff knows. I already gave you my opinion. I wouldn't. I think I would definitely, if I was the FBI, and they probably are, I'd be checking to see if there's any romance affair. And a lot of these right now are probably throwing the towel on me, and I don't care. I would be checking to see if there was any romance between him and Nancy Guthrie. I would see if there was any kind of. He's made it clear that he didn't like Cash Patel. Who says that? Who says that? You got to put your politics aside. So I would not rule him out, the sheriff. My opinion. Savannah's husband, yeah, he worked for the Clintons. I heard that, read that. But you know, this is what happens when you have a situation like this go on for days, weeks. Yeah, he said publicly that he feels confident. Sheriff Nano, Nano, Nanos, S. He said publicly that he was confident that the sheriff and the deputy would solve this case. It's not solved. It goes on and on. You got to go. You got to step down. Retire. And keep all eyes on the sheriff. All eyes on the sheriff, yes or no? In the chat. Everybody looking at the sheriff, yes or no? I'd be looking at that sheriff. I'd watch him everywhere he goes. To the basketball games, all the way to his bathroom. All the way to his house. I'd watch him 24 hours. Step down and watch that sheriff. Nobody has, excuse me, ladies, nobody has the balls to come out and say this. Well, we're saying it. Or not we. Sorry, I'm including we. I'm saying it. I'm saying it. Because what else? How do you mess this up? If you walk into a crime scene and you know at that time it's a kidnap, you pause everything right there. You stop. And if you're not confident on to go forward with that investigation, you call in the FBI. You get those FBI detectives in ASAP. You don't wait. And that's that. Yeah, there's just too much. Again, if you're just coming in, I appreciate and welcome all of you. Hope you guys are having a great weekend. I know a lot of us are glued into this, ongoing. And I know a lot of people are saying, if it was my mama, if it was my mother-in-law, it was my aunt, my ex-wife, you hear nothing about it. And that's true. And I feel for you. And you are right. You are not wrong. But we got to put that aside for a second and know that this is a woman who had nothing to do with it. I can share this. I'm like 99.9. I'd be very surprised. 99.9. Thank you for the gift. Appreciate it. That this woman had anything to do with it. Meaning she's not in on it. This was a woman who was hoping to live another 10 years, 15 years, who knows, to enjoy her beautiful house in a mountain view. I understand she liked bobcats, according to some of the neighbors. I don't know how they know that. And you get my point. She was enjoying her family, her pool, having a pool guy come over. We're going to get to the pool guy, too. She wasn't in on this. This lady had dinner with her son-in-law and Annie. She had a dinner. Could have been her last dinner, or maybe not. And went home to relax, watch a little TV, go to bed, wake up the next day, have her online church in the faith, living her life. And boom, people walk into her home and in the middle of the night at 2 something in the morning and grab her and obvious tied her up with something, rope or tape, that backpack was full, and took off with that person. And not one person with all these tips have seen or heard anything. That's where we're at. And the sheriff has messed up from the beginning, and the FBI is also messing up. I'm not afraid to, look, you all know I like Cash Patel. A lot of you's been following me for a long time. But a lot of you know I have no problem calling out Cash Patel. And I'm going to call him out. I'm calling out the FBI. Calling them all out. In fact, here comes the booze. I know the booze is going to come in. Here comes all the booze on sale. I know it. Here we go. A lot of you know already that I'm a Trump supporter. You know I like Trump. I'm going to call Trump out. I'm not afraid. I call myself out. Doesn't mean he's not my president still, because he was very confident on the plane. We got clues. We're going to find. Bullshit. Nobody has no damn clues. This gets to me, man. This really gets to me. Somebody says our country's effed. Pisses me off on these cases, guys. It really does. Yeah, Nanos, he needs to step down. He needs to step down. Again, that's a man who I would keep all eyes on, and I would also include him as a suspect. And if he's not a suspect, I think it's a guy who's ready to retire, who walked into a crime scene, who's hoping he never see before. He got tested, and guess what? He failed with a big F. He failed. He didn't get a C. He didn't get a B. He got an F. I would love him to come on this channel and debate. Come on, let's debate, because the guy messed up. All right, failed. He failed in so many ways. Hey, Susan, how are you? Good to see you. Come on in, guys. Come on in. We're covering the Nancy Guthrie investigation that enters our third week. Did I say 2 weeks? Call myself out. Third week it enters. Third week. So if he worked at a school district, he doesn't make a lot of money and probably wanted financial help from Savannah. And that comment's coming from Bonnie, which is alluding to the son-in-law, Tommaso. Tommaso, who I've heard rumors, we haven't heard from him or seen him. There's reports he's in Italy for the Olympics. I don't know. As far as the financial, though, they had a nice house, but you can have a nice house and have financial problems, right? You can be just getting by, you know? I don't want anybody to come out and admit to that. That's your business. But a lot of people can be living in a home that they got into and haven't rebounded since whatever, COVID. You're going through some struggles, and all of a sudden, you know, you have some financial problems and weird stuff pops into your head. And yes, you can commit a crime like this and kidnap a mother-in-law. So, everybody's a suspect. Oh, the pool guy. I want to talk about the pool guy. A pool guy. How the hell, I said this the other day, they let the pool guy clean the pool. They had a pizza guy from Domino's as a YouTuber, loyal subscriber, orders a pizza. How the hell did they let a Domino's pizza guy go up to the driveway? Now, I'll say this. They can't stop a subscriber. It was a YouTuber. They can't stop somebody calling in a pizza. You can't stop that, right? Okay, but he's driving down the street and you see Domino's. Correct me if I'm wrong in the chat. I don't eat Domino's in a long time. Not knocking Domino's. But what, don't they have like a light that says Domino's? And if they seen that vehicle, what the hell were they smoking? How the hell do you not stop that Domino's pizza car and say, hey, it's a crime scene here. Are you part of the media? No, I'm just a delivery guy. I'm just a delivery guy. Sorry, this is a crime scene. We'll take the pizza. Who's the pizza for? It's for whoever. Okay, we'll take your pizza. We'll eat your pizza. No, we'll take the pizza. We'll find the person, you know. But you can't come any closer. They let that Domino's pizza drive right up into the driveway. That's a crime scene, which should have been all yellow taped around that house. So he messed that up too, the sheriff. He messed that up too. He should have had all his deputies, everybody in a meeting for an hour and saying, look, we have a lot of media coverage out there. They have all their right. Make sure that they don't go on the property. A, make sure they're across the street. B, also, we know there's going to be a mailman come. We want all the mail to be delivered because the family might have some mail. We will not touch that mail. I will touch the mail. We will have gloves on, right? We will not let any food, because you know media is going to get hungry. We're not going to have any Uber Eats, no Postmate, no Domino's, no Pizza Hut, no food being delivered at all. If they want their food, they need to go out and get their food. We're also not going to have a pool guy come clean the pool. Now, if we have a family member, they will show proper ID, and you call me up, and I want to meet with the family member. That's how you handle this case, guys. That's why I give this Sheriff Nanos an F, a big fat F on how he's handled this case. It's common sense. You don't have to be a sheriff for 50 years. You can be a sheriff for 1 year to know that's common sense. And I'll go a little farther. One more thing I'll add to that. The media that's doing a great job. You know, everybody from JLR to Fox. You aren't going to hear this much. CNN, News Nation, they're all doing a great job. They're doing the best they can. I would also have them on that side of the street. I would say, because a lot of them are camping out. I would say at a certain time, sorry, at 3 o'clock, you need to move away. You don't need to go home, but you need to move away so we can go over there and search the area. Because I just want to see if there's anything that's been dropped off. You know, they should be moving the media over, search that area, and then at a certain time, okay, you're welcome to go back, get your camera set up. So I haven't seen much of that either. So again, very sloppy. What about the guy that they asked? Oh, what about the guy that asked for 1 Bitcoin? That's part of that network, guys. That's not a separate thing. You mean they're saying, well, we will lead you to the investigation? Guys, these people are pros. That's all that network. These are groups of 2, 3, 4, and 5 people all working on this, guys. Oh, he found a shoe? JLR found a shoe? I wouldn't be surprised there's a shoe out there, another glove. Who the hell knows? But this case, people are probably tossing things out there. I'm not saying JLR is or anybody out there. But I wouldn't be surprised that they found a shoe, Bondi. This is, it's beyond bizarre. I call it bizarre. I don't know what you can use on this case. Welcome in, James. Hope you're doing well. Appreciate you guys tuning in on this. Give you my thoughts. Have they gone into the 3rd week and we're not getting much more clues other than a glove, gloves plural, and one of the gloves appear to match the DNA to the photo you see in my thumbnail, but they're not sure. It appears to match the suspect in that video and the signal sniffer that can perhaps find the pacemaker, Bluetooth phone, or that kind of stuff. That's all we have. Everything else has been pretty much those 3 suspects on Friday night. They've all been released. In fact, they were released, I believe, in 2 hours. They went to a house with a tip, thinking there was a female and 2 males. They weren't involved. Hey, I want to pause for 1 second and welcome in. I hope I don't embarrass this person. Too beautiful, too beautiful. We got 44,000. Too beautiful. High five, fist bump, my friend. Love you. It's been one of my first, I believe, 100 or 200 subscribers. Wow. Amazing. Amazing that she's been, so thank you, Too Beautiful. Welcome in, Too Beautiful. I had a pause on that. Seeing Too Beautiful in here. God bless you, Too Beautiful. I hope you and your family are being blessed. Great to see you. Huge, big supporter. All right. Yeah. I'm overwhelmed. When I have people follow me from my beginning of the YouTube, and that goes for any YouTuber. If you have a YouTube channel and somebody sticks around for months and years as you continue our success, it's amazing. So you deserve it. Too beautiful. God bless you. What's going on in Pennsylvania today? What's going on in Pittsburgh today? We got Pittsburgh, we got Pennsylvania, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Or maybe people are planting gloves and have nothing to do with Nancy's disappearance. Absolutely, Bondi. We are blessed on this side. Too beautiful. Kansas is in the house. What's going on in Kansas today? Kansas City. Texas, 70, sunny. The FBI had a division for everything. Dustin, speaking of long-time subscribers, Dustin Nunez, shout out. Ozzy Crosby, Ozzy Red, all my Aussies. All the Aussies on here today. Overwhelmed, guys. Thank you so much for all your support. It's not unnoticed. Thank you. What's going on in Greenville, South Carolina? Iowa. What's up, Iowa? 78 in Kansas. Warm, right? What's going on in Fox? What's going on in News Nation? Let's see what we got. Amen to that comment. Amen. What's going on in San Diego today? Beautiful San Diego. Michael from San Diego checking in with us. Little chicken, broccolini, rice for dinner. Jersey Shore, Stone Harbor, Ocean City, Wildwood. What's going on Jersey Shore? Avalon. What's going on in, hey, I was in Massachusetts, beautiful there. Orange County, California. What's happening in Orange County today? Following this case as well. And we're all glued into right now. The nation, the world, Connecticut in the house. That glove has been there for a while. I think so, Heavy Hook. Heather from LA. Darlene, Trump. St. Louis in the house. Yeah, I mean, everybody. I mean, you got people here from Australia, Mexico. Everybody's like, what is going on? Third week and they don't have a suspect. All we have is this image of this 5'9", 5'10" suspect. There's 40,000 people watching JLR. Whoa, that's a lot. Well, he does a good job. That's good. God bless him. 40,000 people. All eyes on Nancy Guthrie. Rhode Island in the house. Detroit. Damn right, Detroit. Motown in the house. Got a little Motown here. So, you've got people all over. 45,000 people in JLR. 331 in here. Lots of YouTubers doing a great job. Lots of great YouTube channels have their own opinion, perspective on this. Boston. Send me a lobster roll. I'll tip you. Thank you. Just kidding, of course. Boston, I was there not too long ago. I'd never been to Boston. That was the first time. Very clean. A lot cleaner than Philly. Nice people. In Boston. What's going on in Arkansas? I've always wanted to go to Arkansas. I want to do some camping out there, Laura. Good to see you. Appreciate you guys letting us know where you're all from. Be free to interact with each other and discuss this case. Like somebody just said, I believe it's an inside kidnapping. That was, hold on. I want to read it correctly. Sorry, Bree. I believe that kidnapping was an inside job. That's Bree, 1962. South Carolina's in the house. Yeah, I want to go camping in Arkansas. I watch a lot of YouTubers who do this camping because I'm into camping. In case you guys, a lot of you don't care. But anyhow, I want to go to Arkansas. But they do some great job showing some camping in Arkansas. I want to go there. Hey, we got Steve coming in from Tucson, Arizona. What can you tell us, Steve? What can you tell us? What are you hearing? Anything different what we're discussing here? What's going on in Maryland? Send me a crab cake. Send me a couple crab cakes broiled. I appreciate it. Beautiful Florida's in the house. Beautiful Florida. Deborah says, I think the family's involved. And that's that. A lot of people think the family's involved. Plural. Family. Plural. Flat Rock, Alabama. We have a lot of Alabama subscribers on here, Larry. I don't know if Ozzy's still here. Alabama. They know how to cook in Alabama. Down south. They can cook. Got a good football team out there as well. Good college football team. I think it's a bunch of BS. Trump Bunny 24. Welcome in, Trump Bunny. I think it's a bunch of BS. Somebody says Trump Bunny. A bunch of BS. Welcome here. Speaking of a long-time subscriber, welcome in, Sudi Wave. I hope I don't embarrass you guys. First, sorry, Sudi Wave, into you at the campsite. Of course we care and love camping south. Thank you, Sudi Wave. Speaking of loyal subscribers, Ozzy's in the house. I'm just listening, Sal. There we go. We got Bama here. We got Bama supporters. Got good people in Bama. The glove looks like very old, wrinkled. Wrinkled, like it's been there for a while. I agree. That glove looks like it's been there for a while. Anybody else agree with that comment? That glove's been there for a while? Or was it planted? Albany, New York. I've been there as well. Albany's beautiful. A lot of good apples. Send me some apples. Good apples in Albany. Exactly. Mrs. Thornton 88. Great comment. Hey, I want to read this comment out loud. Why did they go to Annie and Tommaso's? I think it went away. Annie, I think it said Annie and Tommaso's house. If they didn't, they weren't involved, I think was said. Hey, thank you. I try to read all the comments, guys, as much as I can. Chat's moving a little bit fast. I forgot to pause it. I think I put it on fast mode. John, great comment. Great comment. Again, a lot of things went wrong here, guys. Lots of things went wrong. At the end of the day, let's hope they capture the people who did this. Plural. Hopefully they can get the suspects today. Not tomorrow. Today. Catch them. Let's catch them. All right, I got to take a water break. Let's go over a couple things here. We're going to go over stuff that we heard today. There's a signal sniffer. I don't know what it is. Most of us on here don't know what it is. Maybe some do. I didn't know. It's a signal sniffer. They're trying to, in the backyard of Nancy Guthrie's house, to pick up a signal from the pacemaker and that kind of stuff. They've also found, they found these two gloves. Now, one glove most recently. But now there's a DNA that appears to be a match with the suspect that we're all seeing all over the internet and on my thumbnail today of this suspect. It appears to be the same. However, my thoughts, we never seen that suspect enter the door, break the door down. I'm saying, that there's two suspects, maybe three, maybe a network of team. I'm not so sure there was somebody in that house already. Only my opinion, and that guy was just throwing everybody off, including the FBI, the sheriff department, detectives, and everybody else. And there was somebody already in that house. Use your imagination with some tape, rope, and much more. And that is where we're at. Unfortunately, there's not much more. Well, there is much more. There's that Ozark Trail hiker bag that we still haven't heard back anything on that. All we know is Ozark, that they said it was from Walmart. And I don't even think they're 100% sure it's from Walmart anymore. And they've been wrong on that too. They said only Walmart carries them. No, Target carries them as well. So does Amazon and Big Five. So they've been off on that as well. 4,000 tips in 24 hours. I mean, so much back and forth and unorganized. I suppose the only thing that we do know, I guess for sure, is a 5'10", 5'9", 5'10" male. We know that, who's an average built, according to the FBI. That we know. That we do know. They need more detectives on this case instead of the police. Shadow beat production. Shadow beats production. I love the name. You got to have a YouTube channel. If you do, put it out there. Great comment. They need more detectives on this case. Well, you know, they do have 100 detectives, maybe more. But yeah, at this point. A music producer. Whoa. You know what I'm going to give you? High five, fist bump. Good for you. Nice. Nice for sharing that. You didn't have to share it. We appreciate it. Thank you. Music producer coming in. Music producer. People all over the world. Do you think the family hired a private investigator? You know, I heard, great comment, Bondi. Thank you. And once again, thank you for that recent membership. I appreciate that. We appreciate that. That's a great comment. But here's the problem with a private investigator. I heard that they tried. But the problem with that is, if you bring in a private investigator right now when the case is all over the place, and I know you're saying, well, Sal, that's another reason to bring them in. It can make things worse than they are, in my opinion. But I think it might be getting close. But I probably would hold off on that. Only my opinion. Okay, it can make things go all over the place, right? So it can get. I say give it another. I would say give it another week. Don agrees with you, though. Don agrees. Great comment to bring up in the chat. We appreciate these comments coming in. Now, I know I'm going to hear some boos, but I got to, I've been drinking some water not to give you too much information, so I'm going to step away. You guys can chat among each other and talk a little bit. I'll be back in about 2 minutes. I got to go back. Hey, when you got to go, guys. Sorry. When you got to go. All right. I went and got myself a Diet Coke that I left in the freezer. And while I'm looking down, it exploded. You know, when you open it up and it's all over the place. Soda exploded. 40 miles of desert. Yeah, I mean, they're going to need a search team, I think. I know we're talking about them private investigators. Thank you. Yeah. So yeah, I think I probably would hold off on that a little longer, but it could make things a little bit more complicated. Just in my opinion. Yeah, soda exploded. Want to see the soda, guys? When you're live, you want to see stuff. People want to see stuff, Sal. Soda exploded right there. Pop! I had it in the freezer, went on live, and then there's the soda. Let that soda settle down. Heavy hook, did it? Don't you hate that? You know what's crazy is I only got one more left. I'm addicted to Diet Coke and cigars. What do you want from me? All right. Back to the topic here. Oh, we got more Alabama in here. We have quite a few Alabama. Anybody else from Alabama? Lots of Bama. I will say this, there's no wrong comments in here. You know, you can't help any of us. You know, it's because it's so sloppy. In so many ways. I got it all over. Heavy hook, real quick, heavy hook. And we'll go on with the chat. What's going on in Georgia? I got soda all over the ice and all that. Who's the match? Thanks for your comment. Well, we have a match. It appears to be a match. We don't know who it is yet. On the glove that they found. The glove from the DNA from the Florida lab is a match. What's going on in Mississippi? Appears to be a match. And then let's just say for conversation and for once, we have a match. Who is it? When I say it's a match from the suspect on the door. Happy Sunday and God bless America. Chris, God bless you, my friend, and your family. Soda's settled down. I got to give it about a minute and I can drink some soda. The match is probably the sheriff, Debbie. I'm not ruling that sheriff out, Nanos. I'm not ruling him out. I was telling my wife, I said, I think it's the sheriff. My wife says, no. I said, maybe they had a relationship. You think? No. Yeah, maybe. I'd check him out. I would watch that sheriff everywhere he goes. To the basketball games, to the bathroom, to the freezer, everywhere. I keep all eyes on the sheriff. Sheriff, you're stepping down. Let the FBI take control. Possible the sheriff? Why not? Why not the sheriff? Adele. Hello. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, really, at this point, either way, if he's not involved, he's still got to go. Either way, he's got to go. Someone says I wear my Trump hat every day. So either way, that sheriff's got to go. Hope for Nancy. Too beautiful. I agree, Sal. I agree. That sheriff reminds me of the... Yes, Don. Yep. I mean, Mary, I'm reading comments, who the hell knows anymore? Please explain more about the sheriff. Somebody wants to know. Well, we know he's been practicing law for 50 years. He came in 2000. One, I believe. Let's look up the sheriff. Let's find out about the sheriff. Want to find out about the Sheriff Nanos? Sheriff Nanos. You got to give me a second, guys. You know, I'm old. I'm not real good at all this stuff. All right, Sheriff. Tell us about Sheriff Nanos. My wife's playing music for the birds inside. I can hear it. All right. Here we go. Sheriff Nanos has served as the Pima County Sheriff Department in Arizona for a total of 6 years. So he's been a sheriff for 6 years. On February 26th, included an initial appointment in 2015, and he got elected in office starting in January 1st of 2021. Sheriff Nanos. He was reelected in 2024 to continue his tenure. Initial appointment. Nanos was the first appointed as a sheriff in 2015 following retirement of the previous sheriff. He was re-election. After losing in 2016 in the race, he was re-elected in 2020 and took office on January 1st, 2021. He was re-elected in 2024 in Tucson, Arizona. The background. He was over 50 years experience in law enforcement, starting as a detention officer in 1984. So again, he was at 50 years of experience in law enforcement, started as a detention officer in 1984. Interesting. Who are we talking about in case you guys haven't seen, or that man right there? All eyes on you, Sheriff. Sheriff Chris Nanos leads the Nancy Guthrie kidnapping investigation on January 31st. Walked in my opinion, he walked into an investigation and was surprised, like, oh shit, what the hell happened here? So we're just going back and forth. I would keep close eyes on him. At this point, he's messed up in so many ways. And I would also, all eyes on the family, as Bondi said earlier. All eyes are still on the family. You cannot rule out the family at all. At this point, I got to tell you guys a little recap, though, from Friday. It really breaks my heart because on Friday, a lot of us on here were watching it. News Nation, JLR, we're all watching it. Some reporters were in the right area, some weren't. I think News Nation was there. We all thought when we seen a female being brought out, and a son. At that point, we weren't sure if it was a son, and they came out later and publicly it was a son. And then a traffic stop was also another son. So it was two sons in a very high-end area. They said, we thought that case was going to be solved, that we'd be waking up on Saturday morning and hoping that this was all going to be, at least we would thought, I didn't think we'd have the body or whereabouts of Nancy. By the way, she could be alive. I just want to put that out there for YouTube. But at that point, I thought that, okay, Sheriff Chris Nanos, you messed up, but you redeemed yourself, and you got the authorities and the SWAT team and the FBI in the right location. Good for you. But here we are on this Sunday, February 15th, and we're right back to, I wouldn't say square one, but pretty much back with a possible DNA on a glove. Appears. I mean, that's not much. It's not much. All right, let me see if the soda calmed down a little bit. Whatever's left. Yeah, no luck with the soda. So forget about it. Soda's gone. Nope, soda for me today. Thank you, David, for your comment. Appreciate those words. Let me read a comment here. Caught my attention here. I just can't believe the guy would drop or throw the glove onto the side of the road. You know, I agree. I mean, again, if you're just coming and we're following a Nancy Guthrie, we're approaching 3 weeks now. I mean, a couple things. Who would get the plant and try to cover up the camera? A. And who the hell would just throw the glove out the window? So I agree with that comment. Who would just go, okay, assuming there was a vehicle, right? Probably had to be a vehicle because they're not going to carry the person or you know. So who in the right mind at 2 something in the morning, 2:38, 3 o'clock in the morning maybe, take the glove and say, throw it out. I don't need that anymore. Don't need a glove. I got to keep my hands on the wheel. Who would do that? Come on. Somebody says, well, if I don't mind me saying, a psychopath would. Yeah, it's possible, but it's possible. I'm not going to debate you on it, but the chances are they're going to think. They've been organizing this for months, if not a year or longer. And they came to that to throw out a glove right there. If you're going to throw a glove out, wouldn't you drive 5 miles away, 10 miles? Why would you throw it out right there? Because why? That glove, in my opinion, was planted there. Who planted it? Well, we might find out. And that can all be planned too. Come on. I know I lost the internet there for a little bit. We were talking about the glove. Tara Johnson. First of all, Tara, welcome in. They claim, I think you said in a message disappeared, I think you said it was December they claim the information. I think you said December. Yes. They claim December. Harm, thank you for the gift. Thank you. Harmony Bones. Bronze medal. Thank you. Appreciate that. Thank you so much. Appreciate the donation, guys. Scott says the sheriff planted it. Very well can be. Could have been the sheriff. The motive is money, as usual. Maria Owens. Hello, Maria. Good to see you. Maria. If the glove doesn't fit, they'll quit. O.J. Simpson, remember? It's probably the last time we had anything so widespread since O.J. Simpson, if I'm not mistaken. Colorado. Greetings from Colorado. Great comment. Good comments, guys. It was 1994. Wow. That long? Woo! Man, I'm getting old. Man, the time flies, guys, doesn't it? Felt like it was like 5 years ago. But yeah, 1994 is correct. Cindy. Welcome in, Cindy. Good to see you, Cindy. And the Mendendez brothers. A lot of crazy cases, but this one here really stands out to be very strange and bizarre in so many ways. Melendez brothers. What do you guys think? Kathy, hello. What do you think? Think we're going to have, if you're just coming in, a glove found appears to be a match. You think now the match, let's just say for conversation, let's be positive. Let's just say for conversation right now, we have a 547 watching. Let's just say that the glove turns out to very well be the match on this Sunday, February 15th. Holy shit, February 15th already? It was the Super Bowl last week, wasn't it Christmas? Time goes by, guys, so we really got to enjoy life, guys. My advice, 1 hour at a time, enjoy yourself. Do what you feel you want to do and have fun. But let me just say this. Let's just say it appears to be the DNA, and it appears to be the suspect at that door who I'm not so sure went in that house. We'll get back to that in a minute for the last time. And they got the DNA. Now what? Let's just say they got the DNA and they know who it is, but now what? Will they know the location? Are they in the United States? Are they in Mexico? Are they in Italy? Are they somewhere else? What do they do next? Do they come out and do a press conference and say, yes, we are now positive that the DNA matches? It's not appears anymore, it matches. What's next? Do they tell us anything? Do they tell the public? Do they assume that the people that are involved in this case know something and they put it out there? We're down to 2 locations. What would be next, assuming the DNA matches? Will they solve this tonight or tomorrow? Yes or no? We're only having a conversation. What we do know, the glove came out of the lab, and it appears to be a match of the suspect that we've all seen on everybody's, on Google and everywhere else. Mike says no. Mike says no. Again, I'll ask it again. If it appears, and it's 100%, not 99%, not 98, but 100%, and it say, okay, they come out and say, yup, ladies and gentlemen, we got good news. We are 100% have the DNA from that glove, from the suspect, that's 5'9", 5'10", average built at that door. We have the DNA. What is next? Would they have a press conference after 2 weeks, no press conference, and say, and then give us a little information, or more than a little bit, because assuming that the suspects are watching this on a TV somewhere that they can't even find after almost going into 3 weeks, would they share that with the public on a press conference? And the next question would be to follow up with that question. Will that solve the case by tomorrow morning? Pool cleaners wear gloves. My pool cleaner doesn't. He does. I was going to say no, he does. I had to think about it. I have a pool cleaner. He does. Cindy says no. Can you imagine? Hey, Crystal, welcome in. Can you imagine if it is the pool guy and it's the same pool guy who came over a couple days ago, Thursday, and cleaned the pool? I'm pointing over here because I have a pool. I got to clean my pool. And they were that stupid and they let him back. He just goes on with his daily activity. He cleans the pool, cleans the filters. Goodbye, everybody. And it's him himself. Oh, my goodness. That would be really crazy. Not more crazy than the sheriff, though. Or the pizza guy. Grandmom loves music, too. What kind of music, Grandmom? I'm only kidding. Grandmom, who loves music, says, oh, man, I lost that comment. Shit. That was a good comment. Let me see if I can go back. Hold on. I got to go back to Grandmom who loves music. Grandmom loves music too. Or the pizza guy who walked up. Yeah. Imagine if it was a pizza guy. All right. Tommaso's band. Yeah, maybe. Maybe too. Sue D. Wave says, I'm thinking at least another week, maybe 2 weeks to solve this case, but hoping sooner. Yeah. Sal, are you going to jump in the pool for my birthday again this year? So excited. Crystal, first of all, thank you so much. It's not on notes for everything you do. And to answer your question, absolutely, I will be jumping in that pool. Absolutely be jumping in your pool. Jumping in my pool on your birthday. Absolutely. Imagine the pizza guy. Heavy hook. Imagine the pizza guy. Mike says I got to get in DNA. Go to find the person. Search warrant. That's a great point, Mike. That's a great point, Mike. So a new tradition on here. We're jumping in pools on birthdays. I'd be jumping in every day. At least in Crystal's birthday. It would be nuts if it was the pizza guy. Guys, let me just say this if you're just coming in. My deepest prayers, I think I speak for everybody on here, that they can find Nancy Guthrie alive. Most importantly. And we pray, our deepest prayers each and every day, every night, for closure for the family, so they can try to have a little comfort going on. It's very hard. We're just talking because the sheriff has made so many mistakes. The FBI has also made some mistakes. So we're just having a conversation. And why not? Because I'm sure they're looking at the pizza guy. They're looking at the pool guy. I'm thinking they're looking at the sheriff. So if it was the pizza guy, holy shit. The Domino's pizza guy. The pool guy. The sheriff. Tommaso. Annie herself. Somebody from church. Or somebody that's been watching Savannah on NBC for many years who just didn't like her. Who maybe she covered a story that they weren't happy with. Somebody with some mental illness who said, you know what? We would go as far as taking out your mother. Meaning when I say taking her out, I mean kidnapping her. So I just want to throw that out there because we've heard this before. David, I'm reading your comment quietly. Thank you. JLR investigates maybe that's the guy who did it. Does Arizona have the death penalty? I think they do. Oh, good comment there on the golf cart. That's a good comment. Man, so many great comments. The masked guy was picked up. Guy, ATV, golf cart. You ready?
At 3.
No. What time is it?
Maybe 2 pretty soon.
Okay.
I just want to read with the birds. I did the Easter.
Wife. She wants to go out and eat. We didn't get a chance to go eat yesterday for Valentine's Day. We're going to go out and eat later. Death penalty for the glove. For those who are saying hello, hello.
Hello.
Hello, hello.
It's my Valentine Day. He not take me out yesterday, guys.
Live cigars with Sal. Because you were working. What am I going to have? My wife wants duck. I don't like duck. She's going to have duck. It's all about the wife. Right, Crystal? It's all about the wife. I'm going to have some shrimp with, somebody asked what I was going to eat. I'm going to have some shrimp. Some shrimp salad or something. I don't know. Absolutely, Heavy Hook. I'll pick you up. Be there in I can be there in a couple hours. Quack, quack. Thank you. Duck's delicious. For my wife and for you, Heavy Hook, not for me. I'm not going to eat a duck. Who eats a duck? Speaking of my wife, she thinks they're in Mexico. She said, they're in Mexico. They're gone. Anybody else think they're in Mexico? I don't think they are. That's what we have though, guys. When we don't have any kind of, well, I shouldn't say we don't have any leads. That's bad for me. But when a case like this goes into 3 weeks, that's what you're going to have. You're going to have everything from the pizza guy to the pool guy to them being in Mexico, too beautiful. Tijuana, I mean, you know. Yeah, but we didn't get a chance to go out, so we're going to do it tonight. Do you think Nancy's alive? Janet. Hey, Janet, first of all, welcome in. God bless you. Hope you're doing well. She could be alive. She could be. She very well could be alive, you know. Now, I want to welcome in LGBT for Trump 24. You got to be careful with the duck. If you eat duck fat, it can kill you. We're talking about duck, YouTube. Just in case YouTube is... We're talking about duck. 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 They're very close to Mexico. Welcome in, everybody. Appreciate you guys being here today. They need to go after the pacemaker. You know, that's a good comment. Pacemaker. Go after the pacemaker. You know, I'm not just saying this, guys. You guys are amazing. I'm not just saying this. There's some great comments. You know, we have the spam and all that. You got to expect that. But we have some, put that aside, guys. Great comments here. Great. Anybody like my wife, to Mexico, or family members being involved, as Crystal's been saying, I'm telling you guys, with all due respect, I like to add words in sometimes. There are almost incompetent police and search investigators I've ever seen. This case was botched from the start. Yeah, it was so... In so many ways, Crystal. In so many ways. So many ways. Whoa, Sudi Wave. Stop it. High five, fist bump. Dropping a bomb for the channel. $50 donation for those who might not know or don't care. Thank you so much. 100%. Let me look in the camera. We're able to help out the homeless people, fighting homeless here in Las Vegas, that we're not going to ever stop. Struggling people. Thank you, Sudi Wave. Appreciate it. Unless somebody says, go get a cigar or go get a scotch, we'll do that too. So thank you so much, Sudi Wave. Appreciate you, my friend. Long-time subscriber too. Long time, like Too Beautiful. Long-time subscribers on here today. We have new subscribers. We got recent subscribers. Appreciate it. As our moderators, and Heavy Hook says, thank you, Sudi Wave. Thank you. Thank you for sponsoring each and every one of you helped sponsoring today's live. Yes, well, we didn't do a live yesterday. Sorry. Took a day off. But all the lives, we appreciate you guys know who you are. Thank you. Thank you. Bondi, dropping a $19.99 super chat. Appreciate you. Whoa, high five, fist bump. You rock. And thank you once again for the membership. We welcome in. Welcome in. Battleland Company, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. High five, fist bump to you. Thank you. Thank you. You guys rock. Appreciate you guys. I really do. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Fernando, thank you so much for the bronze medal. Appreciate that as well. Thank you all. Thank you. Maria says, I have a newer pacemaker. That is my Bluetooth. Hold on, let me read this comment, guys. This is important. I have a newer pacemaker. This is a Bluetooth that sends data to my doctor, which also each. I'm trying to make sense of this. EMS, excuse me. Know my location just in case I have a heart issue somewhere and can't dial 911. First of all, Maria, our deepest prayers are with you, my friend. Stay strong each and every day. Thank you for that incredible. Yeah, it could come down to the pacemaker and the location. It really could. Thank you, Bondi. Thank you so much. It could very well come down to the pacemaker. And that's why they have that helicopter, you know, the signal sniffer, I think it's called, coming real close. It could come down to that. It very well could. Crystal, drop another heart. Not once, not 2 times, not 3 times, 5 times. And heavy hook. Thank you, moderators. Shout out. High five. 17, 19 times, Crystal. Stop it. Thank you so much. We appreciate you guys. Hey, thank you, moderators, everyone from Mike to Maribel to Crystal, heavy hook, and Janine. We appreciate the moderators. Cannot do it without the moderators. Thank you. 63 times here. Crystal just dropping some love and heart and reaching her love to the audience on here, and most importantly to the homeless here in Las Vegas. Thank you, Crystal. Thank you all. Thank you so much. Leon, thank you. Appreciate you. Thank you for all the love, guys, and all the comments. Heavy Hook, thank you so much for everything you've done, and I really mean that. I know you're sitting back going like this. I already can feel you. No problem, Sal. Thank you for all your information and helping me out and what JLR is doing and all that, guys. We work here as a community here that, you know, we've been following this case. So we work together. And that's what, you know, that's what lives are all about. Crystal, once again, is just dropping the bomb. 34, just dropping gifts here on the chat. Right back to you, Heavy Hook. And right to Crystal here. Crystal says you got to jump in that pool, though, Sal. Not today. Not today. That pool's cold, but on her birthday. Thank you. 78, 83 times. Look at that. Deborah, thank you. My pleasure, Josh. Josh Madden 100. Thank you, Josh. Appreciate you having you in your comments. Marcy Collins. Hope you're doing well, my friend. 100 times to Crystal. Hand of applause for Crystal. Hand of applause for Bonnie 45. And a hand of applause for Sudie Wave dropping a bomb. Thank you, Sudie Wave. I appreciate all of you. Heavy Hook. And Mike, the moderator, who's here all the time. Mike, the moderator, saying, Sal, I remember when I met you. Don't forget about me. Start a live. Go live. So thank you. Yeah, Max is old. 14 years old over here. He can find out. I bet you if I got in the car today, I can't go today. She wants to go eat. But my wife wants to go eat. We didn't get a chance to eat yesterday. We're going to go. If I took Max in the car today, old man Max, old dog Max, Max would have some clues before the FBI and the sheriff department. And your dogs too. And your dogs too. They would be sniffing away. Crystal, it's continuing, dropping the bomb here in the background here. Not unnoticed, Crystal. Thank you so much. Thank you, Mike. JLR, those who are asking about JLR, he does. I'm going to say this one last time. I'm not afraid to say it. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, subscribe. I think he does a great job. I mean, you know, he has a lot of energy. You know, he's boots on ground. He covers a lot of the crime stories, and he actually goes there and he gets, and he gives his perspective and does some qualifier interview. He doesn't put down any other stations, and he gives out his thoughts. So, does a good job. All right, let's see what we have here. Did he flee to Mexico or south of that? Don, my wife thinks so. My wife thinks he's in Mexico. We can never forget about Whiskey Tango. Whiskey Tango, in between going to work going to work, out for dinner, always supporting this channel more ways than one. So high five, fist bump to Whiskey Tango. Rock, my friend. Thank you. Joe Rogan, he's good too. Joe Rogan does a good job. You know, I said this before, guys, real quick, because I'm going to have to get ready, take a shower, take off the hat, the long john, put on a suit. I'm only kidding. Get changed and take my wife out for Valentine's Day. Joe Rogan, okay. You know, in my opinion, in the next 5 years, I don't want to knock Fox News or CNN News or News Nation. I think they're really, people want to go on lives, whether it's a smaller YouTube channel like this, or a smaller YouTube channel, or a bigger YouTube channel like JLR, or Joe Rogan, or politics to cooking channels, to whatever, crime. They want to interact. People want to come on. They want to hear what the person's saying, agree or disagree, but they want to be tuned in and interact, come in, come out, have a drink, and follow. And I think that's what we're leading. I think you're going to see it with Fox and Newsman, but you're not going to see it on the big screen anymore. My opinion. I've been wrong before. You're going to see it on vertical lives or horizontal lives, and on your iPads or your TV, and see that, because people are engaged. People want to know. They want to hear what everybody has to say. You know, it could be somebody on here who could have came across and, yeah, I knew it the whole time. And I think that's what's great about YouTube Live. Hey, I want to welcome in Cindy Holt, 88.7. Oh, welcome to the members. We appreciate it. High five, fist bump. You are now officially part of the family. Once you're in, you can't get out. I'm only kidding, guys. I like to throw a little entertainment in as far as we're going to keep our deepest thoughts with this ongoing investigation. So, LGBT for Trump, longtime subscriber, dropping a bomb. You remind me of Curtis, who's that? Curtis Silva? With how you help the homeless. Oh, yeah. I've got family in New York City, homeless down there, live in horrible condition. Thank you. LGBT for Trump. Yeah, you know, speaking of which, I don't talk about this enough. My wife says you need to talk about the homeless. There's a lot of great YouTubers out there. Curtis is one. Just Nate, I think it is. There's a lot of great YouTubers. And there's some who do, you know, they get them in the homes and all. So, I mean, shout out to anybody who helps, you know, the YouTubers. Now, thank you, LGBT for Trump. Appreciate it. Thank you. Michelle, thank you. Letting us know of New York. Yeah, he does a good job, LGBT for Trump. He does a real good job. Yeah, we're thinking about, we're going to chart, me and Mary, my wife, we're going to start reaching out now. We're going to go to California. We've been to New Jersey. We're going to reach out, maybe New York, and do what we can and spread homelessness, as a lot of YouTubers are doing. Bless their hearts for making homeless awareness. We need more of that, you know. Just to get off this topic for a little bit, we need more of that. Thank you, Cindy. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Let's see how the soda is. Heavy hook. Let's see. We appreciate having you, Leon. Thank you. John, how are you today? Good to see you on here. I was born in South Philly, lived most of my life in South Jersey, a city called Vineland. Yeah, I'm having Diet Coke. I'm addicted to it. What do you want? A Diet Coke that exploded in my freezer. That tastes more like a, I don't know what you would taste. Nancy Drew. Nancy Drew. What a great show. I'm in Vegas. I'm in Vegas. Been in Vegas now for 26 and a half years. Cape May, I proposed to my wife, Maribel, in Cape May. Jim's, I proposed in Cape May. Flat soda. That's what it is, Heavy Hook. Got my back. Flat soda. That's what it is. So from Nashville to Michigan. Interesting. What made you go to Michigan? I hear Michigan's beautiful. And Nashville. Do I like it in Vegas? Yeah, I do. I don't know if it's my last destination, but I do. Do I miss Jersey, Nancy? Yes. I miss the crabs. I miss Italian food, Puerto Rican. Yeah, I miss the beaches. But it's just a little bit more expensive to live there and property taxes. So I don't think I'm going to, but you never know in life if I'll be back. I go back, obvious. How's the weather in Vegas? It's about 68, overcast. Nice time of the year to be living here as far as weather goes. "36 years ago, wow." Nancy, I also miss the woods, Nancy, South Jersey. I miss the pine land, going into the woods and mushroom hunting and that kind of stuff. And just, I do miss a lot of it, But we have mountains here that I kind of escape with. A lot of you don't know, maybe just came on. When summer comes, guys, I'll be doing a lot of camping videos and showing you guys a little bit what's going on. We have mountains here that snows a lot, ski resort. But yeah, I do miss New Jersey, guys. I miss Philly. I miss the cheesesteaks and oh, is that right, Heavy Hook? Frank's in the house. What's going on, Frank? Michelle, how you doing today? Go Birds. We'll see what happens with that team next year. We'll see what happens. See what happens with the Eagles. Suzette Summers, also a member. Hello, everyone. Hello, hello. I've been to almost every county in New Jersey, Sal. Every major area, too. Newark, Patterson, Elizabeth, Edison. South Jersey, North Jersey. Eagles and Seahawks next year. Maybe. Maybe. I worked for the biggest AC company there that had a college. Heavy Hook, I don't want to jinx my AC, but I'm going on 26 years. Let me knock on some wood. And I used to train somebody on an air conditioning company. He said this. I said, how do you? He goes, change those filters every month. I said, how much do I spend? He goes, whatever. Just keep those filters clean. So, what's up, Canadian? Canada? Michelle. Oh, Cindy is the best. Cindy, real quick, we got off topic a little bit, but that's okay. I got to say, the best Italian food, I'm going to make a strong statement. I've been to Italy. There's some good Italian food in Italy, but the best Italian food, in my opinion, is in New Jersey. Everywhere from North Jersey to South Jersey, it's the soil, the tomatoes, the best. If I had to put a second place, I'd put Philly and Chicago. That's a strong statement. Love Jersey's Italian food and Puerto Rican food and Dominican food. Actually, all food's good in Jersey. Look at this. My wife, she feeds the pigeons, and I got to clean it all up, the pigeon poop. But she loves birds. I love the pretzels. I'm glad you brought that up. Jammer rules. You know, so Jammer rules. Every time I go back east at the airport, the first thing I eat is not a cheesesteak. It's those pretzels. And then I go to Wawa's and I buy 20 pretzels and bring them back. Pretzels. The best pretzels in the world. Wawa's in South Jersey, Philly. I have been to Canada. I've been there once. Beautiful. Great people. Very welcome there. I've been to Canada. The soft pretzels are the best. I've been to Canada. Some beautiful people in Canada. All right, guys, I tell you what, it's been 2 hours and a half. I'm overwhelmed. Thank you so much for all the donations and sponsoring today's live. We'll make sure we pass it on to the homeless. We fight homeless here in the Las Vegas metropolitan area. Speaking of New Jersey, we go back and forth time to time to help out the homeless in Jersey, where hopefully we can reach out to California. Once again, our prayers and thoughts. I would love to be a great story. I've said this before. This world, we would love to have a story where we woke up, or even tonight, tomorrow, and say, wow, 84-year-old Nancy Guthrie was found alive. It would be amazing. We would all, even the men on here, would not admit it, have a tear in our eye to find this woman alive. It would be the best of the best. So we would need that. But if we don't have that, let's hope and pray for the family that's going through this each and every day, and hope that we can find and capture these terrible people that I think were not amateurs, in my opinion, and find the people who would do this horrific thing to a woman, an elderly woman, or anybody, any of us on here, but particularly an elderly woman or kids. It's just makes you think, how have we become this as a nation? It's just terrible in so many ways. So let's hope and pray for the family. If you believe in prayers, let's pray for the family. They're going through a lot. Yeah, guys, so I'm going to give everybody a minute, because I know a lot of you guys I like to do this on this channel. Those guys were interacting with each other, to give you guys a minute to say their goodbyes or something you wanted to say. We'll see about coming. If I hear any newer updates or something breaks, we will definitely come on and we'll cover it. But once again, thank you so much for everything you guys do. We appreciate it. It does help out. Share the videos. Check out the homeless channel when you guys get a chance. We have videos out there almost every day. We would love to have your support and love to have you guys. And thank you so much, guys. I appreciate it. I try to put in a little bit of a energy and entertainment on here in a sad in so many ways. We're going to continue covering this, guys, and hoping that they can come a little bit closer. I know I've been hard on the FBI and the sheriff, and guess what? I'm not sorry. I got to be hard on them, because somebody has to call them out, you know? So thank you, Heavy Hook. Thank you, moderators. Appreciate all the love. I'm out of here, guys. Good night. Anything breaks, I'll come back on. Take care, guys. Thank you, Crystal. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you. Thank you. Bye-bye.